Hello people, it's Gino here from realeverydayenglish.com. Today we're going to be looking at some very useful phrases that use the word light. So let's do this. Happy Sunday, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here and you are a person who is trying to improve your English, sound like a more natural, confident English speaker, then you're definitely in the right place and you might want to make the decision to subscribe to the channel. If you do subscribe, make sure you hit the little bell notification at the side so that way you never miss a free upload. So as I said at the beginning, we're going to be looking at phrases, incredibly useful phrases actually, that use the word light. Now the word light in English has a few different meanings, and we're not going to get into all of the different meanings of the word light in this video because we're going to be focusing on actual idioms or sayings that use the word light, okay? I will, however, try and explain where the idioms come from and in which sense we are using the word light in each of the phrases to the best of my ability. Okay, so the first one is out like a light. All right. Now, out like a light means to fall asleep incredibly quickly. Because if you can imagine, when you switch off a light, the light goes out instantly. It's out. So that's what we're saying, is that when you go out like a light, or when you're out like a light, it means that you go to sleep instantly. So to give you an example phrase of how I might say it, if I wake up in the morning and I see somebody, as soon as I go out my house, I could say something like, "Tell you what, mate, I was out like a light last night, me," and it means I went to sleep incredibly quickly. The next one is a light bulb moment, and we say that someone has a light bulb moment, okay? A light bulb moment is a moment of sudden realization. So again, when you switch on a light bulb, it comes on instantly, in an instant, okay? So when you have a light bulb moment, it means that you have an immediate realization about something, okay? So to give you an example, I could say something like, I was editing my videos on my phone and then I had a light bulb moment that it would be easier on the PC. The next one is to shed light on something, okay? This means to reveal information about something, usually that the other person or the other people don't know, okay? And where this comes from is, if you can imagine, if it's dark and you can't see something, you can't see. So if you shed some light on it, then you'll be able to see it. And this is the same sense, but in figurative sense with information, okay? So to give you an example, if I receive an email at work and I don't know anything about it, then I could ask my colleague, "Hey, can you shed some light on this? Because I don't know what this customer's on about. Can you shed some light on it?" And it means give me some information on it. To give someone the green light. Now this is basically to give permission, okay? When you're at the traffic lights, when you're driving and you're at the traffic lights, you've got three lights. You've got red, amber, green. Red means stop, amber means get ready, green means go. So when you give someone the green light, it means go on. You're giving them the permission to do something. The next one is in light of something. And I'm not really sure how to explain this. I'm not sure where it comes from, but when you say that in light of something, it means that you are considering something, okay? So to give you an example, if you have a company that produces, I don't know, windows, okay, and you have a lot of customer complaints, then you could say something like, in light of all the recent customer complaints, I think we need to review our process. And it means considering. It's another way of saying considering. This next one's incredibly useful. There's two ways of saying it. You can either say to see the light at the end of the tunnel, or there is light at the end of the tunnel. And it means that you can see an end to a difficult situation, or you can see a solution to a difficult problem that you've had. Because if you can imagine, if you're in a tunnel, it's all dark, and then you see the light at the very end, it means that you can see a way out. So that's what it's saying. It means you can see a way out of the situation or the problem, okay? So to give you an example, if you've been struggling with something, let's say you've been struggling with your English, but then you start to get better and you can say something like, well, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel now. To make light work of. Now this means to accomplish or finish something quickly, okay? So to give you an example, if you have someone in your house, let's say you have a plumber. A plumber is a person who looks after the water supplies and toilets, sinks, things like that. You have a plumber working in your house and he's fitting a new bathroom for you, and you expect that it's going to take him a week, but he finishes it in 2 days, then you could say something like, bloody hell mate, you made light work of that. Another one, as light as a feather. When you say something is as light as a feather, it just means it's extremely light, because light in this sense is the opposite of heavy, okay? So when you say something is light, it doesn't have a lot of weight. So when you say something is as light as a feather, it means that it's incredibly light. So for example, when my children were really small and I used to pick them up, put them on my shoulders, I used to say, wow, you're light as a feather, and it means extremely light. And the last one for today, guys, is to be or to feel lightheaded, okay? Now, when you say that you feel lightheaded, it means that you feel dizzy, as if you could faint, pass out, okay? Usually when you're not feeling well or you've drunk something that's made you feel a bit iffy, then you can say, I feel lightheaded. So a good example of this is when you're describing the symptoms of not being well. So if I say to my boss, oh, can I go home? I don't feel too well. And he can say, why, what's up with you, mate? And I could say something like, oh, I feel all lightheaded, I just don't feel right. And it means I feel dizzy, like I'm going to faint. That's it for today's video, people. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some new vocab, and I hope you find it useful. If you do find it useful, please feel free to share it with your English learning friends. And I'll see you people in the next video. Bye bye for now. Ciao.